So if you're watching this, you've probably got a traditional bike work stand, but you might have a carbon frame bike or an oversized tubing, and your traditional work stand just doesn't fit anymore. So here we go, traditional work stand. Oh, let's just move it around this way. It's probably a bit better. With a normal jaws on there, obviously fits normal top tubes, so carbon road bike there. You're not going to have any problems with fitting that, although the carbon is quite fragile, and you're obviously going to be completely fine with strong aluminium frames like that are thin enough to work with that stand. But a lot of bikes these days have got oversized tubing, like my YT Jeff C here, and it is carbon as well. So strong yet delicate at the same time. And as I said, oversized, so up this end gets really wide. You see over the top of it, it's like really wide tubing, and it's not even a uniform diameter across the whole way. So there are some solutions online, but they're expensive. I think £150. So is that the same in dollars? It's a lot of money. So I thought there's got to be a better way, a way that works just as well. And that's what I'm just about to show you. I think I've come up with a solution that's going to save you a truckload of money and works great. So let's have a quick look. Bit tricky with one hand, but that is 40 by 40. I'm not sure what you call it. Aluminium extrusion, is that right? They get used for making like framework, round 3D printers, sort of laser cutting, fabrication and things like that. People use them for loads of things, like even building sort of big server racks for big computers. But that's 40 by 40 millimeters. And obviously the great thing about these is they've got this channel in them that are made to either accept bolts or accept different brackets. Then got a nice hook with a nice spongy sort of rubber covering on it to keep your frame safe. So again, this is just from Amazon. All of this was from Amazon, but you'd probably get it across other places as well. And these hooks come in different sizes, different diameters in between here and there, slightly kind of different radiuses on them. So it's up to you. Have a little look at your frame, measure your frame, and then all these hooks, they seem to have all the measurements on them when you're ordering them, so you can choose the ones that are right for you. And then you'll need a couple of these guys. Again, the choice is yours. There's a whole range of these, but you need ones that will fit into that slot. And you get different nuts. You can get wing nut ones, you can just get normal bolts. But I felt like this was going to be the right one to work for me. You can get some good, you can really sort of tension them up if you need to. But like I say, they have to be the ones with this at the bottom, so they'll be accepted into this rail, like so. So that's now in the rail, and obviously that slides about, and you tighten it down with that. So there you go, there's one of the hooks on. And then just the other one, as I said before, just slides right on there. And then you obviously just tighten this up. And depending on your frame, depending on where your top tube meets, how much space you've got on that top tube, you slide them along and kind of make them fit. Now these bolts do come shorter. Obviously I got really long ones initially, because I was thinking about maybe doing like a 3D printed sorry, a 3D printed cradle, which I would obviously bolt on. But then I found these hooks and I thought that they would just be perfect for the job. So I'll get the hacksaw out and I'll just shorten these bolts once I've got it all done up. And the other thing is, just because I didn't want the bolts scratching up my bike as I was putting it on, you can get these little rubber safety caps, they're called. So just make sure you order the ones that are the same size as the bolts. The bolts are M8, by the way, to fit this 400 by 400. And I mean, these are cheap as chips. I think they worked out at, I think 8 pence each. So I just got a little bag of them. And then the other thing, which is worth getting, is little end caps, because there's obviously clean cuts at each side there, so they get quite sharp, and you just pop the end caps on to keep it all safe. Just quickly show you how it fits into the jaws. Hard with one hand, but literally fits really well. Actually, the edges of the jaws clamp into the channels quite nicely. I mean, absolutely solid. It's not going anywhere. And then there she is, the bike all mounted up. Couldn't be easier. I left a bit of space here rather than going for the closer holes, because obviously I still wanted access, just a little bit of space to make sure that that wouldn't hit the frame. But to be honest, everything's all clear and out of the way anyway. So there you go. Do this. Don't spend £150 or whatever it was for that Silca one. Just order these parts, and I'll tell you what parts they are in the description.